TLDR. I like first night stories. My favorite stories are still the first night stories. The ones where new players report how frightened and confused and lost in the wilderness they felt, usually followed by, "And then day came and my adventures began." I'll share mine. It was not too long after Alpha release that I joined up. All my friends had told me was, "You punch trees to get wood and then craft stuff and explore and build and it's awesome. Oh yeah, night is dangerous. Watch out." So I'm happily collecting wood when I notice the sun setting. Night is dangerous, I recall, so I head for a nearby cave for shelter. I build a short wall to keep out whatever might come out at night. Then I hear moaning from deeper in the cave. Terrified, I pile wood and dirt to make a barricade, effectively sealing myself in a small pitch-black room. I still remember hearing the screech and clickety-click of some unknown horror awaiting me in the dark outside. The moans and groans I could understand. Zombies, certainly. But these shrieks I could not identify. So I waited, and waited. I had no way of knowing if the sun had vanquished the horrid night. I punched a hole in my exterior dirt wall and was greeted by red glowing eyes. A spider! I closed it back up. After what seemed like forever, I heard zombies. Dying? So I opened my cave again, and in the light of the sun I saw a couple spiders. I punched them a few times and they killed me. Eventually I would learn to craft tools and weapons to defend myself, and sturdy, safe buildings for protection. But that first night I was naked and afraid, and it was awesome. The first night. You have nothing to defend yourself with. You have nowhere to hide. However, you don't know this yet. All you know is that you can see loads of lovely, blocky trees, and perhaps a few brightly colored flowers. The cubes of earth beneath your feet undulate gently, forming hills and meadows. The bright blue sky presides over a vibrant world. You prance, quite content through this place, taking in the strange vistas, noticing a desert in the distance perhaps. The weather holds, and you gamely climb the nearest mountain and marvel at the view. A broad savanna to the west, a thick jungle to the south, a vast ocean with a craggy shoreline to the north. The sun continues to move overhead. You see a cave in the craggy mountainsides, and explore it for a while, finding nothing more than a few black specks in the rock that look a little like coal. Emerging from the cave, back into the sun, you realize that it is now evening. Said sun hangs heavy in the sky, orange and raw, and the blank above is beginning to darken. It will be night soon. You begin to feel anxious. All of your roaming around was lots of fun, but now it's nearly dark. You've heard that the darkness in Minecraft is not your friend, and that monsters appear in the black of night. The sun continues to sink, digging into the horizon. It hovers for a moment, and is then gone. Darkness envelops the landscape, and suddenly the inviting land around you seems alien and strange. Odd noises emanate from the jungle. Shapes are moving on the gray sands of the desert. You stand on your hillside perch, and you panic. The first night in Minecraft is an experience that you will only ever have once. Eventually, you become accustomed to the game, and any attempt to relive that dreadfully scary time is undone by your experience. But it shapes the player, and most Minecrafters will recall their first night with relish. Mine was spent in a makeshift hovel made from wooden planks in the middle of swampland. Luckily, I had figured out how to punch trees to gain log blocks quite quickly, and had crafted planks from the logs. I had just enough to build a 2x2x2 hut that enclosed me totally. I had no torches, so no source of light. I didn't manage to get the wool together for a bed for about another in-game week. So I sat in my pathetic hut all night, listening to the moans of zombies as they swarmed around me, with only a thin wall of wood to protect me. Being totally unencumbered by weapons or arm, I was the epitome of vulnerability. If they'd somehow managed to gain entrance, I would have died a scary death. I stayed in the hut for around 3-4 nights as I explored the area and gathered resources, and each night was the same. Tedious yet strangely thrilling, like I was experiencing firsthand the thrills of being the main character in I Am Legend. But before long, you will have a secure, well-defended homestead out in the wilds, with farmland, storage space, domesticated animals, and interior design. That's the beauty of the game. You get better, and end up leading a comfortable and safe lifestyle. You no longer fear the monsters of night, as you have a diamond sword and enchanted armor, so you focus on aesthetics and making your home a beautiful sight, adding wholly unnecessary turrets and flourishes, all to please your eye for architectural glory. It is a microcosm of human experience, mirroring the birth of culture once the immediate dangers of starvation and being prey to toothy predators had been held at bay for good. Your home towers, cathedral-like in its splendor. The surrounding land is tamed and landscaped with great oaks and hedgerows. You add stables, barns, outbuildings. You expend once valuable wool on trivial fripperies like picture frames and carpets, flags and portraits. Your home is awash with color and design. Diamonds, once so vital, are now in strong supply as you expand your mining operations, so you create a throne built of blocks of the precious stones. Soon, a huge stock of redstone thrusts you into the industrial era. Now application and efficiency are key. You begin working on train networks, webs of railway lines threading between your quarries, mines, and forests. You begin to create large-scale smelters using the myriad tools available. Now you can craft whole stacks of iron bars in moments, and those early days, spent desperately wandering caves searching for minute pockets of iron ore, seem long, long ago. You now have so much material that you no longer know what to do with it, so you make pointless diversions, crafted from various rare blocks, just for something to do. You build a vast skyscraper out of iron blocks and populate it with furniture, just to get some kind of use out of the gigantic stockpiles of stuff you are now struggling to store. Your cathedral home is disfigured by necessary extensions for all this rubbish, yet still you crave more, until you have utterly exhausted the world around you. The trees, the flowers, even the mountain is now gone. They have been ground up, used to make other things. You stand in a desert of your own making, and despair. I play on a private SMP server, and we had a Death Games building set up on one of our previous maps. For those not familiar, Death Games was an ongoing minigame started on the last season of Minecraft by IDOWorkHereLady. A redstone mechanism determines the name of a target from the people playing. If the target is online, any player also in the DG can take a special set of armor. We used S4 swords and P4 iron gear, along with any other potions or buffs they want, and go attack and try to kill them, with the loser of the fight awarding a diamond to the winner. One day, while in school with a friend, I was walking down my nether tunnel to get to my base and saw an empty bottle sitting outside my exit portal. Running to a nearby ender chest, I geared up with potions I had made available exclusively for this reason and followed them through. The portal was underground in a mesa with a short staircase to the surface, and as I shifted and looked up, I saw a name tag jumping around above me. So I called them out in chat, and they came down. Heart pounding, I threw a poison potion at the bottom door as I saw it open. I hit the first attacker, but missed the second, who I didn't see coming. With all odds against me, and with my friend, a fellow member of the server, watching, I killed both of my attackers, threw my hands up in the air in triumph, and immediately got called out for playing games in the middle of class.